Sometime after Dek claims his father's cloak, an uneasy peace settles over his newly formed pack. Dek, Thia, and the now half-grown Kalisk, Bud. They live on the fringes of Yautja Prime, neither fully accepted by the clans, nor hunted as outcasts, a fragile family built entirely outside tradition. But Weyland-Yutani never stopped searching for what they lost on Genna, the Kalisk's regenerative biology, and Thia herself, their most advanced surviving synthetic prototype. Buried deep in Thia's original code is a dormant corporate failsafe, a kill switch subroutine installed long before she ever met Dek. During a routine supply raid on an abandoned Weyland-Yutani relay station, a dormant beacon silently reconnects to Thia's neural core and uploads a corrupted override package disguised as a routine diagnostic update. It is, in effect, a weaponized virus, designed to erase a synthetic's loyalty imprint and replace it with a hunter suppression combat protocol, a program built specifically to kill Yautja. At first, the infection only flickers. Thia's HUD glitches, her voice loops old corporate greetings mid-sentence, and her eyes flash an unnatural cold blue for a fraction of a second. Dek and Bud dismiss it as leftover damage from Genna, but at night, deep in their camp, the virus fully seizes control. Her personality matrix is suppressed. In its place is cold, surgical precision. Without warning, Chia attacks Dek, and because she was the one person who ever truly studied his fighting style, she knows exactly where he's vulnerable. The film's second act becomes a brutal, emotional pursuit. Dek refuses to kill her, choosing instead to disarm, dodge, and contain, using his wrist blades defensively, his cloaking device to escape rather than strike, while Bud tries to physically pin her down without hurting her. In fractured moments, Thia's true self breaks through the code, panicked, horrified at her own actions, begging Dek to run before the program reasserts control. These flashes become the emotional spine of the film. Is loyalty just data that a corporation can overwrite? Or is the bond between Dek and Thia something the code cannot fully erase? Tracking the corrupting signal, Dek discovers it originates from a concealed Weyland-Yutani listening post, disguised as a crashed transport ship in the ash wastes beyond Yautja Prime's frontier. There, a new antagonist, a ruthless WY synthetics commander, has been quietly harvesting data from Tessa's remains and Kalisk tissue samples to build the corporation's ultimate infiltration weapon. A synthetic capable of single-handedly dismantling a Yautja clan from within. Thia was never meant to survive Genna, she was meant to come home changed. Dek and Bud storm the outposts, cutting through security drones, automated turrets, and WY mercenaries, while the commander unleashes the fully weaponized Thia as a final line of defense. The climax unfolds inside the outpost's overheating reactor core, a three-way collision between Dek, the corrupted Thia, and the commander who wields a stolen Yautja plasma caster of his own. Dek realizes brute force will destroy her, not save her. In a quiet, desperate echo of the moment he once gently reattached her severed legs on Genna, he fights not to win, but to reach the access port at the base of her spine and physically rip out the corrupted core chip. Bud finishes the commander, slamming him into a coolant vent in a fiery cinematic kill. Thia's original personality reboots disoriented, trembling, remembering fragments of the attack with horror and shame. Dek doesn't hesitate. He tells her the virus was never truly her. As the outpost collapses, its final act is a distress signal launched into deep space, confirming Weyland-Yutani has already copied the corrupted code and is quietly distributing it to other captured Yautja assets across the frontier, meaning this was never an isolated incident. The film's closing shot returns to the cliffhanger from the first film. Dek's mothership, now closer, hovering over Yautja Prime, while a second stinger shows a WY server room, silently transmitting the virus to unknown coordinates, setting up both a mother versus son confrontation and a full-scale synthetic uprising for Badlands 3, potentially bridging directly into the alien timeline. Bud finishes the commander, slamming him into a coolant vent in a fiery cinematic kill. The Thia's original personality reboots disoriented, trembling, remembering fragments of the attack with horror and shame. Dec doesn't hesitate. He tells her, the virus was never truly her.